start. Artfight is about to start. Come on. I thought I was prepared. I'm not. It's 14 seconds before 8 p.m. here in Germany. 3, 2, 1. This event has ended. But welcome to Artfight. Okay. It's officially time. Yeah, I think it's gonna crash again. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't want to attack now anyway. That is because it's 8 p.m. in Germany. It's really hot and I kind of just want to drive home. To quickly inform those of you who have no clue what's going on, Artfight is an online art event where you basically make art for other artists. It's really fun. It's up again! Seems like the team is doing really good work this year. Let's not judge too soon. I'm gonna start tomorrow and maybe there are gonna be attacks. Because compared to last year when I had like a handful of followers, I now have over 500. Over 600. I'm really glad that you enjoyed my art and I hope I can revenge some of you. Let me sleep one more night. 14 attacks overnight. What is wrong with them? I'm just kidding. I am incredibly honored and I have to thank you a lot. I will show you all attacks I got permission to show at the end of each day. Though there's one I gotta show you right now because it's the very first attack and I'm gonna revenge it right away. Dahlia Suncat drew my character Fianna sitting in the rain. And first of all, I'm in love with the mood, with the setting. I told people that Fianna loves glitter and here she has glitter all over her outfit. Please go check out the people in the description. I put all of them there. They definitely deserve support. And now I'm gonna start my first revenge of the year and my first attack. Let me show you who I picked. This is Eclipse by the name and the design. You can already see that we have some astronomy elements in here. By the way, to the creator, I think you would have loved the sun versus moon theme. I think that was 2017. I would have loved it as well. Anyway, first of all, we have an incredibly aesthetic profile here where we also get to know that Eclipse has the occupations Flame Hoarder and Queen of the Sun. Okay, I'm just an artist. Now I'm scared. Quiet, intense, a little dramatic and broken. Eclipse isn't cruel, she's scared, but fear has made her obsessive, even dangerous. She's clever, tired and determined, with a flickering flame always in her hands. Yes, because this character is scared of eyes watching her in the dark. And the only thing that keeps them away is light. And what generates light? Right. Fire. So she's constantly burning things. Sometimes it's ordinary things like candles, but sometimes she lights torches or she burns paper, and sometimes she burns things that she shouldn't because the fire makes her feel safe. And that flame doesn't look like a flame. I just destroyed all the epicness by not being able to draw a flame. I already have the composition in mind, kind of. We have Eclipse sitting in the middle of a room with countless of candles around her and maybe one in her hand. The background is pitch black and in the darkness there's countless of eyes. The light in the front, warm. The eyes in the back, cold. This is the composition. And if you're not new, you know what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna take reference pics. Except that this time it's the other way around, like I'm sketching first. Okay, preparations need to be done. That was too much movement. It's too hot. Okay, obviously it needs to be dark. This is still unwanted, too bright. I'm gonna put down my light boxes. One here and the other one here. Then we just need a skirt to look like a pretty princess. Oh yes. Okay, why is there white light? It's not gonna be white in the finished version. Just you wait. I have to look scared. Yeah, that was horrible. Okay, that's it. That's all of them. This is the photo we're working with. It has the fear, the clenching of the blanket, the non-existent candle. So we're first gonna make it exist. Just a stick, erase the edges and like put a glow on top, then erase it a bit, candle added. Then make the surroundings scary, but then also warm brightness in the foreground and like a lot of candles. And then, of course, the eyes that are lurking in the darkness. This is kind of what I have in mind. Let's go. It's me from the future. This attack might have taken me over 7 hours because there's one thing I didn't tell you. I wanted to make an animation, like animate the eyes in the background and the candles. So instead of having a few layers like I usually do, I had many. Like first it was okay, but let me tell you a bit about the process. First I had her. I added the colors pretty early on and after that I just started the rendering because the outfit's really beautiful but also incredibly detailed. When I kind of had the majority of the details, I made the background dark and then I also adjusted her colors to fit the background background, and that's when it got really interesting. Because with the new dark colors, I could just go wild with rendering. Because I usually do the rough shading first, and then I'm basically color picking all the areas to refine them. That's how I render, and that's how I think people generally render. Of course, I did not only render her, but also the candles. And I added a lot of candles. And this is where the layers got a bit out of hand. This is all different layers that I wanted to separately animate. And I also wanted to animate the eyes that I kind of rendered, but not as much as the character. I then added a lot more candles, a few adjustments to the lighting, and that's it. This is the finished piece, not animated. And I'm proud of it. And before you ask, yes, I actually did the animation. And it's finished. Basically, I have middle flames, flames in the foreground, flames in the background, a flame, and of course a lot of separate light elements that I changed the opacity of to make them flicker. And to the eyes in the background, I just added a bit of distortion. And now it looks like this. Now the issue is, you cannot upload files that are bigger than 5 megabytes. And if I make this less than 5 megabytes, it's gonna look really pixelated. So I chose to just upload a JPEG. But of course, I'm gonna send the animation to them as well. Somehow. Okay, and just like last year, I want you to witness my first attack. Eclipse, or just the flame horn. It's really warm today. There we have the revenge. This is probably a scene. I was not entirely sure last year, and people have also been screaming at me in my comments because I was like, nah, I don't think it's polished. So do not worry, I'm gonna label it as polished. This is probably why Team Seafoam lost. 69.5 points. That is when people listen to the community. Let's submit the attack. My first attack this year. Thank you for watching. 23 attacks. So many. That is almost 8 times as much as last year. And it's July 3rd. So let me show them to you. You know, I could have done something like Jawthorn, because they uploaded a GIF of Lynn and Maze, and you can see the resolution, right? But they linked the actual animation in the description, and I'm gonna link it in my description, so if you're interested, go watch it. The next one, I know you're watching, because it's by Wolfie Studios, who basically comments on almost every single video. And now you also gave me this illustration of Lynn. My heart! Spoiler, you're gonna be next. At this point, you already know it, but I wanna sound intimidating. This one had a cool title, because the artist called it Amnesia was her name. If you watch my character video, you know that Fianna has amnesia. And yeah, it's a reference to a song title. And I didn't know the song before, but I love when people do this. Oh yeah, the next one is a funny one. We have Talon here. First of all, I love how you drew his ability. You know, he's able to teleport objects. So in the corner we have somewhere else. How did this get here? Then we have Talon again, this time discovering a new plan. I had a really sweet moment with this artist, because they were like, oh no, I realized that the hand's the wrong way, but it's too late. And I was like, it's fine. We've all been there. Hands are hard. Next we have Zach in his laboratory. Do you see all those notes in the background? Yes, they all have text on them. Like, how much detail do you want to put into this? Yes. Next up we have Fianna again. You don't see it from afar, but if you zoom in, you can see a starry pattern in her hair. And I really like that effect. Then for the first time we have Neris. And I had some issues with Neris' style, because I didn't really know how to design it. But this artist added some more details which perfectly fit their vibe. Oh, and then we have Fianna in some kind of void space or whatever. I like it because the whole thing is just full of sparkles. The next one was also kind of funny to me, because this is Lynn going to therapy, and in reality he would never go to therapy. And don't get me started on the amount of work that got put into this, because we do not only have a whole scene, we do also have a whole text about the therapy session. I suggest you to take a look at it. The next one is Fianna again, and she looks so pretty. And what I especially liked about this version is the glowing arms, because in my reference they're just white, but this makes it look so much more natural. I like this version. Next we actually have Artfight, and yeah, this is her vibe. Beach, sea aesthetic, warm. It's a really beautiful piece. And then Neris and Selena. The expressions are done really well. And also those are not canon outfits. The artist made them and I think they fit perfectly. Then we have another interaction between Fianna and Artfight. They have a more wholesome dynamic going on, and I think you can really see that here. I'm actually positively surprised that so many people like to draw Artfight, because here she is again, sitting on the rocks in the water, and the texture of that water, I can feel it. And you guessed it, next we have Artfight again, playing in the water with Fianna. How did you manage to make the water look so crisp? That beach vibe, I can feel it. I like it. Well, can you guess who's next? Yes, Artfight again. But this time traditional art in a really tiny version with this tiny creature in the water. That is so cute. Do you know who's next? Is Artfight. Again, I like how the colors pop in this. And the artist said that it's ugly, and I disagree. Confidence is key. Confidence is great. Next is not Artfight, it's Talent with plants. Again, people really like to draw him with plants. I like how he's looking at the plant, like he loves this. Next we have his buddy Zach, experimenting in a dark room like he usually does. I'm actually impressed by how focused you made this expression. The next painting is a bit interactive, which I think is really cool. The artist told me to cover it. This is Lynn. This is the one side and this is the other side. Like, you know, because he has two faces. I think that was a really cool idea. And here we actually have a little premiere, because this is Lydia enjoying a beach drink on the beach. And she's so pretty. This is my girl. Can you believe that this is my girl? All the people you saw just now are linked in the description below. And if you're interested in more of their art, go check them out. Okay, and now I'm gonna turn off the lights. This is a bit better. We're currently having a really early heat wave in Germany this year and it's breaking me. But apparently, oh, the camera turned off. But apparently it's gonna get better tomorrow. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to me. There should have been a thunderstorm overnight, but there wasn't. The temperature's still bearable, but that's gonna change in no time. You know, one of the reasons why European summer hits different is that the houses are built to keep the warmth inside, and that's exactly what's happening. Anyway, I want to do my second attack. Like I already teased yesterday, I'm gonna attack one of my most loyal commenters and viewers on this channel, Wolfie Studios. And the character I picked is Gary, because respectfully, he is very handsome. I like his outfit, and I've never drawn a chauffeur. Chauffeur. Gary's a chauffeur for a CEO, so I'm guessing very high class. Gary's kind, polite, and intelligent. And he has some serious issues. Codependency to a man who doesn't love him back. He also loves cooking and he knows basic self-defense. Okay, there's many options, but the part I haven't seen before on any profile is that he's a chauffeur. So I kind of want to draw this. But I barely know anything about cars. Like cars in general, yes, but types of cars? No idea. So if I draw a car, it's only gonna be partially in the frame. Let me sketch. I think I accidentally called emergency, but I think I managed to cancel it right away. Oh, that actually scared me. Let's calm down and draw. Alright, I still have a lot of space here. Either we're gonna pick a cool pose that I saw on Pinterest. Like the steering wheel is here and the chauffeur is sitting in front of it. You can like see him from behind. He's kind of looking back at you. But I do really want to draw his outfit. You would not be able to see it here. So maybe we have him holding his hand to a car door. And then in the background there's a city, because well, he's driving for a CEO. City, like skyscrapers with lots of lights. And I can also make it day, evening, or night. I think I'm gonna pick sundown because I can make the background sky, bluish red, maybe purple. His outfit is purple. And in the background there's already like street lights turned on and windows in the skyscrapers lighting up. And he's getting hit by orange lighting from the side. I think this is what I'm gonna go with. I have decided that this is my car door. I have decided that this is not my car door. It's too low. This is my car door. Okay, right now I just look like an idiot. I have to imagine like I'm opening a door. I think I'm just gonna put one hand in my pocket and the other on top of here. Really relaxed. Okay, that looks a bit too lazy. I need to look more charismatic. Hips, shoulders, chin, arms. Let me try to lean against it. That's not bad. I just want the light to be away. Yeah, I think we have it. I just hope it fits his character. Let's see. Alright, let's first scale the picture up. Let me transform this into a car door. Let me cut myself out. Show you what I want to do with the background. It's gonna be blue. From below, there's purple, red, and orange. Of course, I want to add houses. Kind of like this, and they also have windows. But then the whole thing is gonna be blurred. Kind of like this. There's still a lot of room to improve, but now you know what I have in my mind. Okay, the sketch was actually done pretty quickly, as well as adding the colors and the lighting. But then 41 minutes in, and he somehow looks like he invented Hextech. It's the corset. It's definitely the corset. I have to... He doesn't actually look like this. So I made him wider and then started rendering right away. Rendering a lot. Rendering the door was harder than rendering him. I also added a bit more additional rim light and then the house. Making the windows took an eternity. And then I didn't know how to make them look natural. Like I blurred them and then it looked bad. Then I tried something different and that looked even worse. Then I kind of erased a big portion of them and it looked okay. It looks better now. And yeah, I struggled with the lighting and also I was thinking of making like an additive lighting effect on here. And I wanted to blur his hand first, but then that looked bad. So I freshly rendered the car door and removed the blur. And yeah, that's it. That's 4 hours and 30 minutes and my second attack. And my second revenge. Overnight and today I got 10 more attacks that I'm of course gonna show you. First of all, we have Talon again, gardening again. But this time he has a water pouring can. I forgot what that's called, but I like it. And I wish I was able to recognize what's coming out of the can here. And also he's winking. Next up, Lydia again. Why does she look so magnificent? Can you please explain to me? Thank you. And you know what? The next one is like all of my OCs at once. Are you nuts? Each character's vibe was hit perfectly. It's just great. I love it. Next up is Fianna with a film strip because as you know, she's able to delete memories. It looks so epic. And also I found my album cover of the fish in there. Then we have Chibi Arenia. This person usually doesn't draw humans, but they drew one for me. And I think that's really sweet. If you want to know what the workshop of Mace looks like in my head, this is kind of it. This is almost exactly like I imagine it. And that's scary. And it's really good. Next up we have a really colorful scene of Fianna from a person who also lived by lakes growing up. And I think it turned out beautiful. Then we have Neris again. They're iconic. They have an iconic grin. And I love that people draw it. The next one is it kind of broke me a little bit because the person called it like, he knows that you're not lying. You know, like Lin can recognize lies and he usually doesn't let his guard down, and here he's like being purely his happy self. And that's really sweet. And the last painting for today was also a very loyal viewer that has been viewing for a long time. Original Tap, thank you so much for drawing Fianna. I actually didn't know you were on Artfight. I somehow missed it. But I'm very grateful and I'm glad that I'm able to connect with you as a community. It kind of really feels like I have a community and that makes me really happy. Anyway, that's all of it for today. I'm gonna take a break. Also, it's really hot. I need to turn off the lights. I'm cold. It has 20 degrees outside. What the f***, Germany? I'm wearing long pants. It's July 7th. My battle ratio is at 4% and I'm maybe hanging a bit behind. Let's go make the third attack. And this time I picked a moth-themed fairy. There isn't really much known about him other than that he's a D&D character, so there isn't much story. But he's moth-themed. It's hard to say moth-themed. Moth-themed. So as you know, moths like light. And I want to draw something with a lantern. Okay, first of all, let me draw his shape. I love these little things on his head. So, let me think of something. What if we have like a lantern here? And he's sitting on top of it. Oh, that's cute. Make it glow warm. I think the color scheme is gonna be like golden and black. Just like the character. And not that much more. Now I just have to think of the perspective. Like, do I want a top-down view? Or a view from the bottom? I mean, this is definitely gonna be harder, but it's gonna look more interesting. Yeah, let me think about it a bit. This is a phone stand, this is a phone. And now let's see. I have no idea if this perspective is good. The perspective here might be too brutal because it's pretty high, but let's just take a picture. Yeah, that... Oh my god. What is this? I need to think of a cute way to pose. Okay, you cannot see anything when I do this. So let me... Nah, that looks bad. Kind of like this. I just need to push my body forward and it will be fine. Okay. This is a bit hard to coordinate. Maybe with one leg up. But I don't know. Maybe just like... No. Let me add some lighting, like from below. Maybe this will look more interesting. One more and then... Okay, no. Another one. Yes, I'm gonna take this one. That's a really good one. At least I'm not cold anymore. Now I want a black background. A black background. And the question is, how big do I want the lantern to be? I'm gonna make the lamp glow. And then I just need to add the wings. And the eyes. And these little things. Now this is looking a bit scary. But it's gonna make sense on the actual character. The audio turned itself off. What a great day this is. Yeah. So the sketch was actually less of a challenge than I expected, because the perspective is not the easiest one, but with a reference it's actually quite doable. I added the colors pretty early on, especially the glow of the lantern, to already get an overview of the whole composition. You know, I just put a light bulb inside and that kind of worked better than expected. And then I started with the lighting, which was the hardest part, because you know, you have the light coming from beneath, but you also have the surrounding light, and you also have the top of the lantern, which is blocking out some of the light. At this stage the lantern itself was still a bit too boring, so I first put a little pattern on the glass and some rust or dirt, and then I just rendered the shit out of the details. Then the whole scene was still too boring, so I added plants and stars, because we're looking up after all. And then after some adjusting the colors and blurring, I managed to finish it pretty quickly. So this is my finished third attack. It only took me 3 hours, which was actually more quick than I expected. Now just over the weekend I got 20 new attacks. 20. First up we have Selena, reaching a beautiful choice of colors, and I like how everything is glowing. And then we casually have Fianna. The artist told me that they accidentally rendered it more than they planned. I'm glad that you did. I don't think I have to add anything. Just look at it. Then we actually have the artist of this attack again, but this time they drew an entire scene. They just like casually attacked me again. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Then we have an entire scene again, and this time it's 3 other OCs with my OCs, and I think they look very cute waiting and leaning against each other. Then we have traditional art again. I love the tones of blue here, and also the bikini. It's designed by the artists themselves. We have Lynn in a more painterly style, which I think is really beautiful with the color contrast. It looks like he's sneaking away from an event, which he would definitely like to do. Then we have Lydia again, working in the cafe with a really beautiful outside sitting area. Here's Zach experimenting. I don't even want to know what substance is in there, because it's glowing and it looks unhealthy, to say the least. Oh, this one I gotta show you. Obviously gorgeous, but look at the glitter effect. And also her freckles are like sparkling stars. Thank you. This one is so cute. They're on a little date. And I love how flustered Arenia looks, because that's so in character. And Fianna is just looking at her. Here we have Talon sketching, and I think he's actually sketching Zach. And also at the bottom it says, "Talon, are you home?" Which is Fianna visiting him, because he's her comfort person. Lydia serving ocean-themed drinks again, and meals. We have a blue bottle with a little trident, then open clams with pearls, a big glowing drink that looks like the ocean, and a smaller drink with a similar color scheme and some kind of boba in it. Love the creativity. And Lydia again. This one is so cute. That's Lydia as a chibi. Look at her. Then here's Neris. And I told you before, they actually have weird pets, which is why here they have a little spider. Well, let me take that back. It's not little, but it looks cute. This one is a beautiful nighttime scene with Fianna in it, and it's actually animated. I haven't been able to access it yet, but this is the animation because I have now accessed it. Lydia once again serving drinks, and this art style is so incredibly clean. I would never have the patience, but it's beautiful. This one has such cool vibes. I mean, just look at the rendering of the clothes. Gorgeous pose, gorgeous art. This one is called Selena at the beach, and she's talking to Neris, asking, "Why did you bring me here? I don't understand." And Neris is like, "I made you come here because you need to rest. Look how beautiful the sea is." That's such a cute idea. And here we actually do have Neris at the beach with a seagull, and I actually love the perspective in the pastel colors here. And the last one for today was the least expected, because it's iconic. It's Neris with an ostrich in the elevator. Because if you know, you know. It made my day. This is 53 attacks I received already, and I don't know what to say. You guys need to pace down a bit. I am very grateful. I think I'm going insane. Whoo! The next one is gonna be a bit out of my comfort zone actually, because I'm gonna draw Liv and Kiro. And they're both humanoids, but not humans. Like the moth fairy wasn't either, but this deviates even further. But the concept got me, I need to draw them. So Liv is a space traveler, and Kiro is a little girl that Liv just found. And now she's like a little sister to her, traveling across space together. So we have a lot of different scenarios we can pick, because they're traveling across space, they're traveling across different planets, and of course every planet is different. So we can basically go wild with unique environmental designs. And I have no idea where to start, so let me brainstorm a bit. So I'm just gonna sketch some creatures to begin with. Maybe like, I don't know, a bunny, but in place of ears it has like these little things. Maybe snakes. Okay, that's just a worm. Snakes with spikes. No. Maybe floating jellyfish. Maybe the bunnies and the jellyfish. Make it like really colorful. Oh. Maybe we have Liv standing here with Kiro on her hand. And then Kiro is kind of hugging herself because she's shy. But also with her lower arm, she's reaching out to... That's an arrow, not a hand. To a jellyfish. Then there's little bunnies. Oh my god. Kiro is touching a jellyfish and Liv has like a bunny in her arms. Maybe the jellyfish glow, so blue light's coming from the side. The bunnies are green, but don't glow. Or maybe the bunny wouldn't stand out because Liv is green. We're gonna see. Obviously, both of them have 2 sets of arms, so I'm gonna take 2 pictures for each of them. I don't want this perspective, it's too low. Pretend that this is the pretend that this is the jellyfish and I am little Kiro reaching up. But I need to make it look realistic. And now the second set of arms. It's like scared. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I look a bit out of it in this picture. And she's also holding a bunny. This pillow is now my bunny. I think that's gonna be such a funny collage at first. But I think I can make it work. I think. Now this is a complete mess of limbs. Also the child is way bigger than it's supposed to be. This is Liv, the bigger one. She's standing on the right side. This is Kiro, the smaller one. She's standing on the left side. I think Kiro's first pair of arms should be scared. And her second pair of arms is gonna reach out to the jellyfish. Then Kiro's lower arms are the ones that she's laying on her shoulder. And she's holding the bunny with the upper arms. Oh, this is such a mess. Okay, this is the arrangement of limbs that I want. That's such a weird thing to say. And now let's make it a bit dark. Maybe green? Maybe dark green. And here's a blue jellyfish. It's glowing, of course. And there's even more jellyfish. They're standing on green grass. And of course, Liv is green. I'm gonna do this to better coordinate all the limbs. I'm also gonna make the ears, because why not? Let me try to make the bunny purple. Oh, it's so cute. This down here is more bunnies, because we need more bunnies. Maybe make some light rays. Maybe like this, like they're in some kind of cave. And up there is like a crack with daylight. Alright, this might be the craziest reference so far, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. These mashups that I do of myself are truly a blessing, because I managed to get the sketches done really quickly, because I already know how it's supposed to look. An important thing to learn, especially here in a really detailed scene, is to not get stuck on details, but to kind of already take the next step. Because as you can see, I already added the colors. And you know, it's still needs a lot more detail and rendering, but before that I already added the background and then the lighting, as well as the shadows, because it's always great to create the entire look of the scene, and then you can go into the details, like I did here. See, up to this point I didn't start rendering, so here I kind of detailed the jellyfish a bit, I added grass, I added pink bunnies, and then it was finally time to render everything, starting with Liv's face, all the way to Kiro's hair and the bunny's fur, and the next big step was jellyfish, as well as some particles and glow in the areas where the light hits the characters. This is the stage that I call refinements, because you know, it's almost done. Also, by the way, as you can see here, Kiro has some kind of glow coming from within her. That's why there's pink light there. Do you know what I almost forgot? I have pink friendship bracelets. That's the final thing I added. And then attack number 4 was done. It's time for 15 more attacks. We have Artfight at the beach and someone's taking a picture of her. And I'm in love with this. I think it's a really cute idea and we know exactly who is taking the picture. Then we have another person who attacked twice. This was the first attack and this is the second one. It's 3 characters at once, just casually. And I think it's really cool because they kind of altered the outfits a bit and I actually really like them, especially the one of Fianna. Then we actually have Zach again, experimenting, and this artist really managed to capture his crazy scientist persona and also with little talent, who's telling him to be careful. Next up, Lynn. I really like the sassy look as well as the shading. It gives a really great texture and it makes the hair look cool. Speaking of cool hair, here we have Artfight with really shiny hair and she's also, again, standing near some water. People tend to draw her in water or near water quite a lot and I love it. We then have Fianna looking like a photo model, just casually. I think she looks very elegant here and the lighting is also really beautiful. And you know, this person then just casually attacked again. And I'm in love with this, look at it. And Fianna also has her hair up. I didn't know that I needed this until now. And I love that people love Fianna because here she is again with her ability activated. Props to drawing a foreshortened perspective. In my opinion, it's one of the hardest things to do. We have a Polaroid of Neris exploring an abandoned building. And I think that's such a cool idea. And also for everyone that noticed, yes, they misspelled abandoned, but didn't notice it only after posting. But this is canon, because Neris would also misspell it. Fianna again. And this is a really cute version of her. I like when people do more rough line art. Then I actually got revenged for my fairy moth. This is the revenge. I love when people draw Lynn letting his guard down, because he's like such a complicated character and this one looks so peaceful, so relaxed. Also, I love the style and I'm glad that you revenged me. Thank you. Then for the first time we have Artfight and Neris being best friends in one picture, because they are best friends. They're at the beach. The art style is so crisp. It looks so good. I have one question though. Why does the sun have a face? You know what I also like? People like to draw Neris doing chaotic things. For example, here again, this is a police hat on their head. I think they stole it from a policeman. That's something Neris would do. This attack is called Jars of Memory. And first of all, I love the composition here. I think it looks perfect, like the dark surroundings and then the only light is coming like from within these jars. And just in general, I think it's a really cool idea. Okay, then last but not least, I'm quickly gonna remind you of last year, because do you remember Malum, the bard with the violin? This was my attack last year. Then I got revenged. And you know, the artist isn't just any artist, it's actually the person who made me join Artfight. So obviously I'm gonna attack her. But this time she actually managed to attack me first. So this is gonna be another revenge. Well, I should probably show the attack. We have Neris here doing chaotic things again, and this time it's an entire explosion. Neris would cause an explosion. Also, I'm amazed at how much you improve, because we've been following each other for quite some time. Like everything I'm seeing from her side is just improvement, improvement, improvement. It's crazy. So let's check out her profile. I actually have a big issue because I like all of the characters. And also Malum got redesigned. I could technically draw his new version again because I also really want to, but I'm gonna do something different this time. And my pick lands on Astra. Oh, and she also has a sister. Well, damn. So before the main team meets, which is these people, Astra actually grew up in the icy plains. She's a dark elf with a royal background, and she spent her childhood being constantly overshadowed by her twin sister Nesra, because she's kind of gifted in magic, especially in mind control. And that's something Astra doesn't want to do. Now, we do have a rivalry here. We do have cool designs. We do have a place called the Icy Plains. And now, whether it is 100% canon or not, I want to draw them in some kind of snowstorm, facing off against each other. And I hope that's gonna be fine. I really want to draw this. We're gonna see. Alright, first impulse. One person has a fighting stance and is in focus, and the other one is like in front. But you could not see one person's face, and I kind of want both faces to be visible. I could also make one person jump and the other one stand at the bottom. They're facing each other, but maybe that would make the picture look flat. Okay, I have an idea. Astra in the foreground, kneeling on the ground with her dagger in the snow, the other hand like here, or with the hand on her head, trying to withstand her sister's mind control magic. And I actually don't know if she's using it on her sister. To me, she kind of seems like a person who would. So she's standing behind her, doing something with her arms, and her sister's in the front suffering. That sounds like a great sibling relationship. And of course, there's snow everywhere. I'm actually not doing any special lighting this time because they're outside and like there's no other light source than the sun. And snow is also reflecting light, so it's like light is coming from everywhere. I want the frog perspective and I need daggers. This one is gonna be rammed into the ground and this one is maybe gone because she's gripping her head and the dagger is kind of in the way. Let me try one with the dagger anyway. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna keep the dagger. It still looks a bit too forced, so let me try to fall down on my knees. Never mind, I think my reference was pretty accurate. Okay, then I think we can move on. Okay, not bad. I want her to have the upper hand and enjoy it. Let me get into this scenario. I like the first one more. I think we have it. Let's see. Right, the perspective here looks weird. I have to adjust it. Let's make the surroundings gray. And also like snow on the bottom and snow in the sky. But it still looks a bit too boring. I have an idea. Tilt them and then put them on the edge. Some kind of glacier going down. I can already see it coming. This is going to be so hard to draw. Let's try to bring it to the canvas. Honestly, I feel like I'm choosing to suffer on purpose. The scenarios I pick to draw are like not easy to draw. Okay, we don't really have a perspective here that makes sense because the ice is going down in a really steep angle. But you know, I wanted to make it dramatic, so it just looks like that now. So like always, I already added the colors pretty early on and also started to clean it up a bit. And when it was time for the lighting, I decided my first light source to come from behind. But as you know, snow reflects a lot of light. So I added an overlay mask and I basically added white light from the ground. Like that's the soft light that you can see on her face, for example. And now, well, we have snow here and snow is not like perfectly flat. So of course I added some texture and footsteps to make it look like she slid across the snow. Also there's light coming from down below the ice. I thought that was a really nice effect. I don't know if it's realistic, but it looks nice. Then of course snow particles, snow flakes to make it look like a really intense snowstorm. Well yeah, and then it was time for what I call refinements again, because I just kept rendering, adjusting things, detailing. Then after all that, this is attack number 5, which is of course my revenge. Well, it's been 11 days, which means it takes me about 2 days to make an attack, because well, I'm filming and editing in between. And that's why you're seeing this video right now. This is part number 1. All the attacks that I received from this point on will be in the next part, so don't worry if yours is not in here. And yeah, we'll see each other pretty soon, so have a nice day, evening or night, and keep on attacking people. In Artfight, obviously. That sounded a bit like bad advice. Bye!